The cycle cause my people curse. They say we gotta break the cycle cause my people curse.
You guys, so it is Verniece, also known as Akuya V. What is up? I'm so happy right now because your girl got a job offer. Yes. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. I didn't get, not yet. Okay, the Lord is speaking for me. What happened was I got offered an interview, not a job offer yet. Okay, the Lord just was flowing out of me just now. I receive it, God. I receive it. I receive it. So the job I mentioned in my day 2 video talking about a local hospital, I got offered. I keep saying it, Lord. That's making me so happy right now. Okay, so I have been prompted. So yes, let me speak slowly so I can get all of this out. Okay, I have been offered. I keep saying offered. I have been given the opportunity. That's the best way to put it. The opportunity to do an interview with the hospital that I applied to. That was the first job I applied to. And within like 24 hours, the job responded to me. Yep. They responded to me. I found the job off of Indeed. And I submitted my resume from resumegig.com. And I have an interview coming next Monday at 2:30. The crazy thing is now with COVID, it's a phone interview, which is very interesting because I'm not very good with phone interviews, but we're going to pray through it and we're going to get through it. Yeah, sorry. I know I look different, but I had to stop recording on yesterday, so I'm back with a whole nother look. Anyways, I'm going to pray and I'm going to leave everything in God's hands to take me through this journey, because if it is for me, it will be for me. Just like in a relationship, it is for you, it will be for you. So I am putting all things in God's hands and praying that He will walk me through this situation and I can come out successful on the other end. Amen. So anyway, in addition, I just had a brain fart just a second ago. In addition to me updating you guys with the news of I'm about to say job offer again. With the news of the opportunity that I'm getting to interview, I'm going to run. So in this video, aside from me updating you guys on my accomplishment on getting an interview with these people, I am also going to run through some interviewing questions, because not only will it help me, it will help you prepare for your interview when you get that request to do an interview with whatever company that you applied for. To me, the best thing to do that I've been told is to always it's to always research the company that you are applying to. So when you go into the interview, you are well aware of the company that you're trying to get into. So not going in blindly. And second, know information about the job position that you're going for, right? You don't want to go in like, so what am I going to be doing? Read the qualification that is on the application, that is on the Indeed page. Go onto their personal page, meaning the company's personal page, and look at that description of that job. And then go in with the knowledge of already knowing the qualifications that they're requesting. So you can lean on those qualifications and you can say, well, I have this experience, I have that experience, and that matches the qualifications that you're asking. And that can go for the question like, why should we hire you? Well, I seen on your page where it shows that you are looking for this and this and that, and I meet those qualifications. I just learned this, so don't think I know everything, all right? I just picked this up. So all of this is new to me too. So Another thing, after every job interview, they ask you, do you have any questions? And instead of saying, nope, I don't have any questions, the answer should be, yes, I have questions. So what is the atmosphere working here? Do you have a high turnover rate? Like, how long have you been working here, and do you like working here? What are the benefits? Is the benefits compared to other companies good or bad? Certain questions like that. I want to get more into detail. I'm just thinking on the top of my head on what I've been informed, but you guys get the gist of it. And I know sometimes what I just said may not have made any sense, but in my mind it did. But I'm gonna run through some interviewing questions, okay? So, and how you could respond to them. Let's go. Basic questions off the rip is, what's a typical day like in this role that you're asking the interviewer? Because we're going off of questions you can ask the interviewer. You're the interviewee, they are the interviewer. So at the end, if you have no questions, just say, well, what's a typical day and like in this role? I know I read the qualifications on the website and I am aware of what is needed, but on a day-to-day basis, like, what is a typical day like in this role? Simple. Or another one, what's the caseload for the social workers here? Although I come from X, Y, and Z, where I had a caseload of 15 individuals. Is the caseload as high or low? And what is the standard caseload for this position? Perfect. Two questions that you can ask the interviewer. And I'm sorry that these are specific for social workers, but if you are working in a different field, these can be transferred, like saying what is a typical day in this role, as if you were going to a bank or if you were going to the grocery store or you were being a stalker. There's different roles that you can implement these questions for. You can just change it from social worker to whatever position that you're going for. Not necessarily saying that other positions have caseload, so that second question can be a little bit different. So you can just focus on, well, what type of numbers do I have? What type of quotas do I have to meet? Or how much documentation will I have to do within a day? So whatever is required within your profession, I can definitely say you can switch out caseload to whatever you're looking or have to do. Next is the typical interviewing questions. And again, I'm only just throwing out two to make my video a little bit shorter. I don't want to drag it out. Maybe three for the typical and then three for specific for social workers. So the first one they're going to ask, this is universal. Tell me about yourself. Very simple, right? They're not really asking you to give your whole life story. You want to tell them about your credentials that matches the position. Well, I'm a recent graduate from X, Y, and Z, and I hold a MSW. Previous to that, I was a graduate of so-and-so, and I held a BSW. From those two degrees, I have gained X, Y, and Z experience. And in personal experience, I have this. So you want to center around their qualifications to match the job. You don't want to steer off. So stay focused on the job. So because this is a typical interviewing question, it's gonna be at every job that you go to. Tell me about yourself. If you're a high school student, hey, I'm a high school student. I have X amount of grades. This is my GPA. I am good with kids. I have experience babysitting, or I have experience working with elderly because I take care of my grandmother. Just focus on how your experience matches their qualifications. That's the main thing when they actually tell me about yourself. They're not really asking you what type of hobbies you like unless your hobbies matches the job. Okay? And it's good to prepare your answer before you go in so you won't be stumbling. But at the same time, it's very weird. They don't want you to sound rehearsed. So it's good to automatically know. So the next question that is very famous is, what did you like or dislike about your previous job or current job? Or why are you leaving your current job? Very famous question, universal. They're not necessarily wanting you to bash the mess out of your previous or current job. They just specifically want to know if your leaving has anything to do with the negative situation. And if it is, leave that where it is. Just stay positive. Hey, I'm looking to advance myself in my current job. There is no way for me to advance. I just graduated with an MSW, and the case management level is the highest that I can go right now. So I have credentials that exceeds the experience that is needed. Simple. Simple. Um, so if you don't have a extra degree or whatever, you can basically simply say, oh, your commute, going back and forth to your job has been strenuous on you, and it's a lot easier to commute to the job that you are interviewing for. Simple. Or you can say that you gained a lot of experience working at the previous job that you had, and you are in the process of advancing your career, and you wanted to add additional skills, and you felt like the current job that you're interviewing for has those skills that you need to get you to where you want to be. Those are all positive responses to that interviewing question. Positive responses to the basic questions that they may ask you. Additional questions may be like, what major challenges and problems did you face, and how did you handle them? What is your greatest strengths? What is your greatest weaknesses? Those are great questions that is universal across the board. And I'm going to give you a website that you can also follow up with that has interviewing questions and then examples that you can go off of. To switch gears to the social work side, these are two questions that may be asked for if you are in an interview as a social work position. One may be, why did you go into social work? Very simple question. A lot of us probably heard this in school. I know I have multiple times. Why do you want to become a social worker? And the main thing is, please do not tell me you want to help people. Because that's a lot of our responses. I just want to help. I just want to help. But in reality, a lot of us go into social work because we have had interactions with social workers in our own personal lives. And excuse me, not for once, but and once, we needed social workers. And because of that experience, we wanted ourselves to do the same thing for someone else. And that's my personal experience. I found myself in a position where I was really down on my luck. And if it wasn't for a social worker helping me, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I get emotional every time I say that because it is a very true statement. And yeah, it's very touchy situation, but it's true. It's very true. So it's fine to show emotion, or whatever, but it's very true. If it wasn't for a social work, and I'm getting emotional right now because I saw my degree, my diploma, it came in, and just I'm just proud of myself. That's all. But I'm gonna take a break. So yeah, I'm back. Please excuse me for that moment I just had. And trust me, I tried to do this segment multiple times and I had the same reaction multiple times. So I just left it. I just left it where it was. So another question is that they can ask you, our agency serves X, Y, and Z population. What interests you about serving this population? It could be serving children. It could be serving substance abuse. Or it could be mental health, or it could be the homeless population, or it could be human trafficking. It can be several different populations, and this should be centered around why you want to service that population. The job that I have an interview for is servicing children because it's in the children's hospital. That's my specialty now. The population that I service now is substance abuse, homelessness, or individuals who have been labeled as chronically homeless, and mental health. Although I'm currently not working with any children, you have to tie in your experience into this question. Although have not been working with children, I gained my experience working with children in my undergrad, where I was a child safety case manager. If for some apparent reason your experience does not or have not crossed paths with the population, explain your experience and how your previous experience relates to the current experience population that you're trying to work with. So that's the best thing, is trying to bridge that gap. So I hope those quick little tips helped. I know I said I was going to share with you guys the website that I use. I mean, the internet is like a freaking dictionary for everything. So nothing is out of your reach. Okay? Nothing is out of your reach. You just have to look for this information. But luckily, I am here to provide you with a little push. Okay? The website that I used that has been helping me prepare for Monday is thebalancedcareers.com. Let's focus. Thebalancedcareers.com, and I'm going to put it down low in the description of the video. I got some of my questions from this one. It says the top 20 common job interview questions with answers, and it just lists them here, and it gives you tips. And then this is the first question here: tell me about yourself. And it gives you an example. Now, you're not going to go in and do this word for word. You're going to take it as an example, and you're going to change it up to match your own personal experience. And then they have other questions along with the example, which I think is very helpful. They also have specific job interviewing questions, which I think is wonderful. Again, thebalancedcareers.com. Another thing, they give you important tips, and then they go into depth. Now, with the social work interview questions, there is a lot of questions that you can review. Not necessarily, they don't really give you the responses. To me, I feel like they didn't give you responses because all of these could be totally different and based off of your own personal experience, whether it be in your internship or you working actually in the field. But I think it is a great start and to prepare you mentally for what is to come if you have not interviewed for a social work position. Again, they have other careers that you can go and research for, whether it be whatever type of interview questions and tips. You just have to put it in the search up here. So yeah, again, they have tips. They break it down by the table of contents, interviewing tips for social workers, questions to ask your interviewer. And those were amazing, because I always end up like, nope, I don't have any questions. But it's good to ask questions. So you guys, the next thing is I will be reviewing like certain things you can wear to an interview, what is proper and what is not proper. So yeah, although I am doing a phone interview, I am going to review what you should wear, just cause like if it wasn't a phone interview, I would be going crazy trying to find something to wear to this interview to show my professionalism. Right? You got to dress for the job you want, not for the job you have, people. So I hope you guys enjoy your day, and I appreciate you guys watching.
They say we gotta break the cycle cause my people curse. They say we gotta break the cycle.